the sacred thread is for me, the ancestors for me are a sacred thread. And I kind of wanted to read this quote from Linda Hogan, who's a Native American writer. Walking, I am listening to a deeper way. Suddenly, all my ancestors are behind me. Be still, they say. Watch and listen. You are the result of the love of thousands.
Well, that's beautiful.
And I think more and more we're beginning to realize through a variety of instances. I thought it was, the other day I was talking with a friend and we were discussing the ancestors a little bit and how the ancestors are, I believe, trying to get our attention, and I think they're doing it in kind of interesting ways. Like, if you've noticed, a lot of people are really interested in Ancestry, in Ancestry.com or 23andMe, and they're talking more about who their great grandmother was or their great uncle, or trying to figure out what countries their ancestries come from, and I kind of think this is a way in which the ancestors are reaching out to us through the ethers and saying, we're important, we're really significant in your lives, and we can help you from the other side. This is our job. And so I think that's something we need to be paying attention to. And the sacred thread of that is that it is a sacred thread. We are the embodiment of all of these ancestors, thousands of ancestors who have come before us on our mother's side and on our father's side, and their destinies are wrapped up in ours, and we are the product of those ancestors, whether for good or bad. Oftentimes, people lament the different things that the hardships that they've had in their life, but this is the culmination of who we are in terms of our attitudes, who we are, what we do, how we believe, and the work that we do. And this is all part of the sacred thread of our ancestors. And I really think that honoring and working with the ancestors is pretty important.
So how might someone like me want to honor my ancestors?
I think a really good way to begin is to create an altar that is specific to your ancestors. The Chinese had altars for their ancestors. The Japanese had altars. Different, like the Day of the Dead. Once a year, they would create an altar for their ancestors. So that's certainly something that is an easy thing to do. And you could put pictures of your grandmother and your grandfather, your father, your mother, other ancestors that you might have photographs of, and you just put a candle and you make an offering to them. And when you think about it, you give thanks to them for everything that they've done. You light candles and create a beautiful altar and in a place that you will see often. So that's really one good way in which you can honor your ancestors. This altar has many different components to it. It has the bowl with the water, which represents the water element, the candles, which represent fire. I have feathers there, representing air. I have bone and sage and tobacco representing earth. And then, of course, I have this lovely bone bowl that I made my offering to the ancestors for, which is a way of offering gratitude and thanks for them being with us and supporting us as we do this interview.